Discuss the spiritual discipline of fasting in light of our age of increasing obesity. How does fasting compare with diets that have the purpose of achieving model appearance?
Good morning, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow speakers. There has always been a model appearance, something we want to be or we strive to become. But what type of model is that? A Christian model, a celebrity, a parent or family member? There are many people we look up to in life, maybe an athlete, an actor, an actress, or even a saint. These people are our models. We look to them for advice on what to do, how to act, what to look like, and more. The model appearance is known worldwide to be thin, beautiful, modest, and graceful. Yet the Christian appearance for a model could be totally different. In the church, we look at a person's personality, their faith, and how they connect with God. We look to see if they are a good and kind person to others, that they treat other people with respect. We should all strive to be that type of person, someone who is connected in faith, love, and God. Everyone may not be necessarily how they seem. They may seem to be a model Christian, but in reality they aren't. In Luke 10-14, we hear of the Pharisee and the publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust adulterers, or even as this tax collector. I fast twice a week, I give tithes to all that I possess. And the tax collector, standing afar off, would not as much raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and who humbles himself will be exalted. We learn from this parable that the Pharisee thought of himself as a model Christian and better than others, including the tax collector. This shows his arrogance because the Pharisee thought he was a perfect model Christian, yet what the Pharisee failed to acknowledge that he too was a sinner and should be more humble in front of God. Everyone despised the tax collector, but he was a better model Christian by showing his humbleness to God. The tax collector saw himself as a sinner. He showed humility, and he knew that he wasn't the best Christian. Humility is also required in a Christian diet. It goes along with praying, fasting, and confession. In my opinion, a good model for Christian life is Troy Polamalu. A lot of times when people are Orthodox, it is more of an ethnic or cultural thing. Troy stands above that by being a practicing, committed Orthodox Christian. When football doesn't allow the Palomalus to worship together on Sundays, they make weekday visits to the monastery of the Nativity of the Mother of God in Saxonburg. You can see Troy crossing himself during his football games, praying on the sidelines, and he is a model Christian. He's modeling that your faith can be incorporated into your everyday life. Being faithful and devout isn't always cool, says James Purdy, a subdeacon at St. George Cathedral. James Purdy also goes on to say, a lot of the younger folks went up to Polamalu after and were asking him questions, theological questions as well as football questions. His answers showed that he was knowledgeable in his faith, and it was nice to see his humility. He was very approachable. Fasting and preventing obesity go hand in hand. They both require large amounts of self-discipline. Eating healthy foods and working out may be a tedious thing, but we need self-discipline to look past the tough things. Fasting also needs self-discipline. You have to push yourself, for example, not to eat meat for 40 days. The word fasting today is used for a selection of foods and limiting their quantity. The period of Lent appeals to the Christian diet. This diet includes more than food. There is a need for spiritual food in a Christian diet. This could include things from the 7 sacraments such as confession, Holy Communion, and unction. The kind of food selected in a Christian diet can help control carnal desires and develop discipline in a pious life. Though with the help of God, the saints, and our Christian models, we can get through the tougher things in the Orthodox faith.